Moderna names Australia as destination for child clinical trials. Who here saw this? I'm going to play you a small clip that was on the mainstream media. Have a look at this.
Moderna has suggested that it wants to use Aussie kids, some as young as 6 months, in trials of the vaccine. Would you be on board with that? And I guess perhaps more importantly, do you think parents will be?
Well, look, Australia is a world leader in all sort of medical scientific trials, and I'm sure it would be possible to do that sort of trial here, and I have no doubt that there would be parents willing to participate in that. So, you know, I welcome that news, and we need more information. We certainly need more information on vaccinating children under 12, so the more evidence we have, the better it will be for our community.
So the only way to test that is to actually put these jabs in little kids' arms?
It's just the same way as the only way to test the vaccine on adults was to put it into our arms. And, you know, these vaccines have been proven very safe in teenagers. We just had the TGA allow 12 to 15-year-olds with certain other medical conditions to get our Pfizer vaccines. So yes, they do need to be trialled first before we put them out to the broader community.
All right, so let's have a bit of a talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. Moderna listing Australia as a place of interest for conducting COVID-19 vaccine clinical trials on kids. Let's have a look. Moderna names Australia among potential locations for COVID vaccine trial on children aged 9 months to 12 years. That's right. So Australian babies as young as 6 months old could be part of a trial by vaccine manufacturer Moderna if a plan flagged by the company goes ahead. And they're looking to conduct a trial on 6,000 healthy children in the US and two other countries. Finance Minister Simon Birmingham said he had just limited details about Moderna's plan, but said they would have to apply for through the medical regulator, the TGA, for approval of any trial. I wonder if the TGA will approve or decline. What do you think? They're really independent, the TGA, aren't they? They really conduct their own analysis, don't they? And they just... I mean, come on. We know how the TGA operates. In my view, they really put up a bit of a charade and make us think, well, maybe we're not going to approve this particular drug or vaccine or test, and then they do. We see the use of provisional approvals used really like we've never seen them before, from the PCR test, the vaccines, how they're going to be used, etc. This is all done so under the provisional approval process. So I just find it kind of laughable that the finance minister, Simon Birmingham, is really sort of, trying to imply that the TGA is some sort of independent body and is going to, make a conclusion based on its own independent research. Goes on to say, I'm aware of reports that Moderna is looking at what would be part of a global trial into use of the vaccine on children younger than 12, he said. All right, so a global trial, all right, which sounds sort of similar to something actually, which I want to show you. This is actually a post from Daniel Andrews. It was made in 2017. I'm just going to try and pull it up on my system here. So if you just give me a second, one moment. Yeah. So who here remembers this? Every baby born in 2020 and 2021 will be invited to be part of the biggest clinical study in our history. It could be a game changer for fighting disease, the first of its kind, anywhere in the world, and it's happening right here in Victoria. So I'm not saying it's connected. I'm just saying that it's creepy. All right, so let's go back to the browser here, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Who here remembers this? Senator Johnson, family speak COVID vaccine adverse reactions. Senator Johnson from the United States, he actually hosted a meeting for families to share their stories with the public in relation to vaccine injuries. And one of the guests he had there was a mother who enrolled her daughter in a clinical trial, and her daughter ended up extremely well, as you can see there, in a brace, in a wheelchair, and really with some terrible injuries and disabilities afterwards. The mother was very distraught, and it was very sad because, of course, she felt like she was contributing to science. She trusted the experts, and now her daughter actually has some really horrible injuries. Here's a quote from the mum. She said, "All we want is for Maddie to be seen, heard, and believed because she has not been. And we want her to get the care that she desperately needs so she can go back to normal." So this is it right here. Went for quite a while. I'll just send the link out to you. You can see the full statement from Maddie's mother, and it's really, very sad to see, but it goes for about an hour and 10 minutes, and it's really just about giving members of the public a voice so they can speak about what happened. So, I don't know about you. Are you a parent out there? How would you feel about your child being enrolled in one of these clinical trials? Would you support it? Do you know somebody who would? Anyway, put your thoughts in the comments, and obviously this post from 2017, not saying it's related, but I am saying that it's creepy.